starting on one of the ends of the piano, we're just going to start grabbing the keys very gently, lifting them out, and it's real important that you lay them out just as they are on the piano. You're pulling the keys out real gently, and you're making a keyboard on the carpet. So I'm going to do that with the entire 88 keys, and we're going to lay them out, and then we're going to move them outside, and again you're going to be amazed what's under there. Hidden treasure inside the piano. Now this is not for the squeamish or the faint of heart. And if you happen to be the owner of this particular piano, please forgive me for showing this, but the truth is, every piano in America, unless it's regularly cleaned, looks like this. And that is just absolutely gross. But the worst thing is, even worse than being gross, is the damage to the piano. Because all this dust is really abrasive. You see all these little pins, these little shiny pins here, all those keys right on those, felt on that nice steel. But the thing is, that dust is so abrasive. And so it actually wears it out as you play. So you can see all the things. Oh, that's so disgusting. You can see the things. You wonder, why is my piano sticking? Why is there a Reese's Pieces making my music stick? Or why does my music sound like 1 cent these days? Look at this. Yeah, this is what really slows a piano down. So we're going to take some time and we're going to vacuum and clean all that out. But let's head out to the picnic table outside where I have the keys set up. And first we're going to blow the dust out of those guys. Now this will probably crack you up. Look at this. You got 88 keys. You got a nice piano set out on the picnic table along with the little trowel for the garden. But you notice again I said that these things are numbered, and that's a good thing. But if they weren't numbered, the thing you do to really save yourself is to take a pencil and make angled lines with a pencil before you pull them out of the piano. That way when you put them back, in case the dog runs into them or your clumsy foot, you can line those lines up and make sure you get the keys in the right order, because they are all different. They may look the same on this end, but they have radically different angles. So we're going to take them and we're going to blow them out one at a time. Okay, it's nighttime and I've got my dusty piano keys, so it's kind of spooky, but we're going to get it clean. I want to show you a couple things before I actually blow this out. Again, I've got the shop vac. You see in these, they've got little felt bushings in there. You don't want to blow those out, because then you've got to make a phone call to a piano technician. They've also got some bushings on the other side. Well, they're supposed to, but this one's missing a few. Or they're just rather worn down. I'll show you a secret once we get in the house how you can overcome that. If these are worn down, what happens is the key begins to wobble. Man, I look spooky at night. The key begins to wobble from side to side, and it really contributes to kind of a sloppy sounding piano. But I'll show you a secret. The pins that ride in here, let me just tell you now, they're oval shaped, so they can be turned a little bit. If you're handy with those kind of things, you don't want to scar them in any way. But the pins that go in the front of these keys, they're oval shaped and can be turned with, if you don't have the proper tool, you can put something soft around it like tape and then gently turn them with a wrench or put wood on it, but you don't want to scar them, because then they'll catch these little pieces of felt here. But I'm going to go ahead and hit them with the shop vac, again making sure I don't blow through the holes this way on this side and blow the felt out that way. Ooh, I look scary at night. So let's turn on the shop vac. Can you see that dust? That's gross. I hope you saw that. I'm going to grab another batch. I'm going to grab another batch. These are not stuck together. I'm just holding them together. I kind of like to do them in batches, otherwise it takes forever. It takes 88 times forever. So let me grab another batch. Talk about hidden treasure, huh? It just keeps on blowing. Again, you can see I did not blow the little red felt pieces out of there, but I blew all the yuck out, so your piano's going to be good as new. Okay, now we're going to move to the next step, and we're actually going to suck all this junk out of the inside of the piano. Make double sure that you change your shop vac from blowing to sucking in. Otherwise, you're going to ruin your house, because this would make a terrible mess. But before I do that, I wanted to show you a couple things. These are the pins I was referring to in that last video. If you open up your piano and you look on the top of them, if you look straight down, you can see that they're oval shaped, but they can be turned slightly. And in effect, what that does, that makes them a little wider, and so it keeps the key from rattling back and forth. It makes that key ride really nicely. But if you make them too tight, then the key sticks. So it's kind of an art to get it exactly right. But make sure, I know I've said it before, make sure you don't scar those pins. So you may want to wrap them with tape or get some kind of a wrench with wood pieces on it. You can turn them gently. If you look kind of deep, this is actually like a blanket of dust in here with pennies and newspapers. When you suck all this stuff up, these little felt bushings here that the key actually comes down on, you don't want to suck those up, because then you're going to have to call the piano technician again. So don't suck those up. And underneath them, if I move the dust aside, I am grossing myself out here, there are little paper bushings, and they put those in to make them exactly the right height. So I'm going to do this, and each time you go by this area, you have to hold down those little felt bushings so they don't go into the shop vac. So let me show you. Uh-oh. Do you see what I see? Look at that. There's a bushing missing. Oh, I am so fortunate that the guy that owns this house is a clean freak, because his shop vac barely had anything in it, and I was able to find this little goodie. So I want to take the dust off it and I'll put it back. So now you can see there's one section where there's no dust. So obviously I'm going to do that through this whole section now, and I'm going to get all these little goodies out of here, like this little pearl from 1942. Man. And the penny and all that, and we'll be ready to put the keys back in. So, here I go.
To check out this entire lesson and go through the huge online library of music lessons, come on over to PlayPianoTODAY.com.